Let's get started with our last class in the New Year's yoga series. I always feel particularly good after doing yoga for almost 4 days in a row. And it's a good reminder that doing a little bit every day makes a big difference. Little subtle changes are significant. So find a comfortable seat. Send your sit bones down, send them down like a root and grow up nice and tall towards the sky. Closing eyes for a moment and noticing whether you're comfortable. Hips should be above your knees. You should have a steady, rooted, solid base and a light heart and a light spine reaching towards the sky. Taking in a big, deep, delicious, delightful breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. And we'll just take another collective breath together as we begin, breathing in through your nose and out through your mouth. And a moment to settle and just enjoy how those breaths felt. Flipping your palms up towards the sky in that open, receptive position we've been practicing. The invitation of today's class is about feeling wealthy and healthy. And this idea of wealth has come up from several people recently. And it's not monetary wealth, though that's also nice and part of it and helpful. Many of us have an edgy relationship with this word health or even abundance. And wealth comes in all shapes and sizes, as does health. And so the invitation of this class is to think about this idea of feeling wealthy. And how does one feel when they feel wealthy and healthy? I'm adding as very specific add-on, because wealth is physical health. It's also emotional health and spiritual health and nervous system health. So taking a moment here at the outset of the year, or for anyone doing this later, it could be any time in the year, to think about your nervous system health. How does your nervous system feel? Is it reactive? Is it calm? What helps? Do those deep, delicious breaths soften your nervous system? Does yoga, does closing your eyes, taking a break? Don't overcomplicate it, but just noticing your nervous system health. And having a healthy nervous system is part of feeling wealthy. Nobody feels wealthy, no matter how much money they have, if their nervous system feels uncomfortable. Our nervous systems are supposed to rev up and rev down, but most of us live in revved up. So what if you attended to your nervous system here today, and maybe a tiny bit each day, whether it's a little bit of meditation, a walk in the trees, some few deep breaths, a few moments of silence. What if you attended to your breathing, also part of health and part of nervous system health? Breathing in through your nose here, filling yourself up with breath all the way to your big toes and your pinky toes, and all the way back out. And thinking about your emotional health and spiritual health. That laughter, friends, connections, trees, nature, love, kindness, compassion, all of those things contribute to your emotional and spiritual health. Are there any fine-tunements that would feel good there? Not criticisms, but just shifting your GPS slightly in a different direction. What might you like to add in? Who might you like to reach out to? I sent a text to a neighbor I was introduced to by text by a friend and invited her over for dinner. That was my New Year's act of focusing on my emotional and spiritual health. I'm going to go spend some time in the trees by the rushing creeks. We have an abundance, a wealth of water here right now. We've had a lot of rain. But I live in an area with tons of amazing creeks and waterfalls. And in the winter, it's really cool. So taking time for that. So what would help with your emotional, spiritual health? And then there's the physical health, which is the stretching and the strength and the movement, and tending to things that need attention. And today's class is going to be a little bit different. As many of you know, I have a hurt foot, and I've decided to aspire to do an almost all sitting, lying, not standing class. There are many of them out there, and I did a little research, so we will try that and see how it feels. And I'm pretty certain you can feel as good and as strong and get as much benefit from an adapted class. A reminder, of course, that we can still feel healthy and wealthy even when there are parts of us that need special attention and tending to. Taking in another big, deep, wealthy, abundant, enough breath, sending it anywhere and everywhere. And if you have any tender spots or any of those invitations felt like they needed some attention, just send the breath there. And as we switch over to considering this idea of wealth, I encourage you to bring a hand to heart and another one atop, knowing that for most of us, this word wealthy feels somewhat triggering because there's a judgment in it. My invitation here is to notice what wealthy, healthy, abundant, overflowing feels like, and to notice the things that help you feel that way. And it's very unlikely to be your bank account. It's probably humans, laughter, fireplaces, sunshine, water. Maybe it's music. Maybe it's time with other women. Maybe it's yoga. Noticing for you what makes you feel wealthy. Is it a view or a mountaintop? Spending time outside. Thinking broad and big here. And thinking about feeling wealthy in some of those similar senses, your emotional wealth, your physical wealth, your energetic wealth. How can you refill your energy? Something we talk about a lot here. So noticing what it feels like when you feel wealthy, abundant, enough, comfortable, whatever word works for you. I'm choosing wealthy as a bit of a challenge for me. But noticing too, you see people out there who look like they feel wealthy. And what can we learn from them? They move a little lighter, things roll off a little more easefully. Pressing the bottom hand into your heart space, releasing the oxytocin, sending yourself self-compassion and kindness. Oxytocin is sort of a wealth hormone. It's the connection hormone. It's the love hormone. What invitations are there when you have hands to heart, connecting to your heart, connecting to your top hands, connecting to maybe dreams, wishes, desires, things that make you feel wealthy, and enjoying the wealth of that skin to skin contact, giving yourself a massage, even when no one else is available to give it to you potentially. Simply enjoy it. Reminding yourself that hugs are health. Who can you get those from? And switching hands, giving the bottom hand and top hand equal opportunity, a wealth of hugs for your heart, a wealth of top hands, skin to skin. Taking in another breath, wrapping yourself with breath and a hug and a heart-centered approach. This invitation of feeling wealthy, noticing how you are wealthy. And again, not necessarily your bank account. Though I do believe that if we feel wealthy, our bank accounts usually look a little bit better. We tend to not spend money on things trying to make ourselves feel better. We tend to act in alignment. Wealth is living a life of alignment, living a life you don't need vacations from, You can still take vacation, but you don't need them. They're just an extra. Enjoy a wealth of oxygen with the next big breath, sending it all the way down through your belly to your toes and your feet, the bottoms of your feet, the soles, every single cell down there. And a huge exhale, let it out. And rubbing hands together, creating a wealth of energy and heat and movement, a little extra rubbing, extra energy, extra heat. Bring your thumbs to your sternum, press your palms together, enjoy the heat, the tingles, press each finger pad against each other, noticing all 10 of them and every cell on the palmar surface of your hands. Press them together, creating energy from elbow to elbow. Press the thumbs into the sternum. Take a big, huge, deep, delicious, abundant, wealthy breath all the way through your body. And a huge exhale. And notice how you feel for a moment. And set your intention here from this space about how you would like to experience the rest of this time on your mat. Perhaps an invitation for the day or the week or the year ahead, you choose. And when you're ready, lowering hands and open your eyes slowly, let the light in, and just enjoy some wiggles and movement and stretches and kinks to get things out. And reach your arms out wide to start. Bring them in front, clasp your fingers, flip your palms forward to face me. Inhale, suck your belly all the way back, round your back and your pelvis. And exhale, sit up tall. Arch your back, gazing up. Take a breath here and inhale. And exhale, suck your navel all the way back to your spine and round the crown of your head towards me and your palms, reaching. Let this be a wealthy stretch, one that feels juicy, delightful, delicious, abundant. We spend most of our time feeling scarce, noticing what we don't have. Feeling wealthy, arching your back on the inhale, gazing up, is just a practice. Exhale, round forward. Suck that navel all the way back. Tight. Stretching, noticing tingles perhaps here. On the next inhale, reach your arms up as well, gazing up towards the arms, opening your arms out to the sides, squeezing and making fists and flicking open like starbursts, creating heat and energy here. Lots of heat, lots of energy. Few more. Pause in stillness and notice those tingles. Bringing your arms together in front. You're going to reach them up over your head. Interlace your fingers. Point your index fingers to the sky. Grow as tall as you can. Exhale, tip rightward. Root that left hip downward. Rest your ear on your right upper arm and enjoy an abundant, wealthy stretch. A wealth of space in your side body. And noticing the energy it takes to do this. Notice whether you feel healthy as you stretch. Healthier, more full, complete. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, with intention, tip leftward. Rest your left ear, root the right hip down, stretch long. You might notice some heat in your arms. Coming back to center. Opening your arms wide, we're going to come into eagle arms, left elbow under right. Crisscross the arms, bring your hands wherever they can reach. You may get thumbs, some of you may get palms. Bring your elbows close to shoulder height and pause here. Breathing in, fill your body with breath, especially that interscapular space. And exhale, let it out. Practice breathing in this idea of wealthy or abundant or enough. Spaciousness is a form of wealth. Not rushing is a form of wealth. Inhale, breathing in, lift your elbows up a smidge. Exhale, bring them to shoulder height. Press the elbows against each other, subtle little shifts. Notice how it feels. Exhale, release, and enjoy the softening. Inhale, lift up and round forward. Curl that belly all the way back. Drop your head and neck and enjoy. Lifting back up to shoulder height. Untangle your arms, pressing them into the side walls. Lower your right hand, right fist. Reach overhead, bend your elbow, and stretch, stretch, stretch. Let your waist feel amazing here. Creating room, wiggling fingers, root that left hip down. Inhale, and gaze over the left shoulder, breathing it out, if that's okay for your neck. Bring your gaze back to center. Press into the right hand and shift over to the left side. Reach, stretch, root. Coming back up to center, opening arms out wide. We'll come into eagle arms the opposite way, right under left. And enjoy a moment here. Elbows at shoulder height. You might notice that you have more space here today if you've been coming to the other of this week's class. It might feel different. Take a moment to enjoy the wealth of space. Enjoy your breath. It may feel different today. Let yourself feel wealthy. Wealthy in breath, wealthy in space, wealthy in relaxation. And notice if you feel a little healthy as you do that. Health is a form of wealth. And you can't really have wealth without health. Inhaling, lifting your elbows up. And exhale, round forward, curl, drop your head and neck. And enjoy a moment here. Lifting your elbows up to shoulder height, untangle, press your arms into the side walls, lower down, shrug your shoulders up, enjoy a delightful, delicious massage. See if you can get different spots in the occiput that maybe you haven't gotten so far. Wiggling fingers, letting all the energy shift here and relax and melt. Take a moment to enjoy all of those sensations. When you're ready, come off your block and come to lie down. When you arrive, just take a moment. And you're going to bring your knees up to tabletop. Wiggle your toes here, enjoying them. Roll your ankles in both directions, using your belly to be steady. And notice if your sacrum is flat, the triangle flat on the ground, so you feel super steady. Come to stillness. Reach your arms up to the sky, wiggling fingers. And you'll reach your right arm and left leg long, finding your center here and coming back up. Switch sides, the right leg and the left arm, finding steady, finding what feels really good. Left leg and right arm. Flex your ankles here and keep your toes engaged. Once more on the opposite side, coming back to center, rolling hands, rolling wrists. Steady yourself here for a moment. And you'll lower your right foot to the floor, keeping your arms up. You're going to extend your right leg and your left leg and your right arm, and coming back up to the sky. Do this 2 more times, slow and steady, maybe painting a stripe on the wall with your heel. Enjoying that length and stretch from the left heel to the right fingers. Your left hand is reaching to the sky. Coming back up, you'll bend your left foot, put your left foot down by the right foot and raise your right leg up and stretch long on that right side, letting both sides feel amazing, lifting up. And notice your center and your core and what works in there. One more, lifting up as high as you can. Roll your ankle here. Bend that right knee and lower it down. Reach your arms long above. Stretch your legs long in front, as long as you can. Stretching, stretching, stretching. Let it feel super good. Huge inhale. Use the energy to stretch here as absolutely long as you can. And you are going to bring your hands down alongside you and roll over onto your belly. When you get there, lift up into Sphinx pose. Forearms on the floor, spread your fingers, stretch your legs super long, engage your glutes, tops of the feet. If your feet don't like this, you can curl your toes. Let your heart shine forward and notice your lower back. Wake up, send the breath there, and let it out. Take 2 more big breaths here. Pressing back to child's pose for a moment, knees apart, toes together, release your lower back. Enjoy your back here. Let this feel like a wealthy pose, making room for your belly, reaching your hips all the way to your heels, stretching as absolutely long as you can. Letting the stretches feel abundant and wealthy and healthy. Enjoying your armpits if they're working. I know some of you have had surgery in your armpits and there are issues there. And so appreciating that what works and that they can stretch feels pretty amazing. Shifting back forward onto your belly, you're going to bring your hands by your sides and we're going to lift up into locust pose. Inhale, lifting feet and hands up and hanging out here for a moment. See if you can roll your thumbs up to the sky, taking in a big breath all the way down to your tippy toes. And a huge exhale. Another big breath in. One more. Roll the thumbs up a little higher, lift up a little higher if you have room. And exhale, lower down to rest. This time we're going to lift up into bow pose. If anybody wants to stay doing locusts, you can do that. You're going to bend your feet, grab your ankles, inhale and lift up. You can rock on your belly or not, and you don't have to go too far. I used to hate this pose, so if you hate it, don't worry. But you can lower it down so you don't feel like you're rocking on your belly. And if you've eaten recently, stay low. You can also use it as a thigh stretch. You choose what feels best to you. If you're all the way up, roll your shoulders back. Let it be a heart opener. Let your heart shine forward. Release. Lower down. Bring your hands under your forehead like a pillow. Have a little rock. Find your the front of your sit bones here. You're going to take your left leg, bend your knee to 90 degrees out to the side. Reach your right arm long, and you'll press into your left hand and roll over, opening your chest a little bit. Pressing into that left hand, letting your shoulder open up. Some of you can roll onto the left foot, roll onto your right hip, and pick your foot up and bring it behind you. And you'll notice a little bit more of a stretch opener. And roll back onto your belly. And you will switch sides, creating the pillow first. Bring your right hip, knee up, bending your knee at 90 degrees. Extend your left arm long. And if you wish, press into the right hand and bring your foot over, rolling it open. Coming back onto your belly. Take a moment, find your hip bones flat, noticing the front body. This is often what we call a prone shavasana, which is something most of us don't spend too much time doing. And yet it feels pretty good. Taking a moment to appreciate what feels good here. And we will curl our toes, press into your hands, and lift up to hands and knees to start. When you get to hands and knees, enjoy a cat-cow, letting your spine open and stretch. Coming to tabletop and pause here. Before we move, curl your toes, suck your navel to your spine, let your back be flat. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears and bring them back. It's a slight movement, but to unstick your scapula. Shrug your shoulders up to your ears and let it go. And once more, shrug your shoulders up to your ears and release. Walk your hands forward about 3 inches. You're going to be on your knees and you'll bend your elbows directly out wide, lowering down about 6 inches and pressing up. Use your belly here. Notice your strength. Noticing that you can hold yourself up. Coming back to a tabletop with your hands a little farther ahead of you. Walk your hands back so they are hips width. Curl your toes and lift up to downward dog. And enjoy the stretch here. Sending your hips to the sky. Let downward dog be a spine stretch. Press your right heel into the earth and bend your left knee. Let your calf stretch, the whole line of the right leg stretch. And you'll switch sides. Bend your right knee, press your left heel, taking time, doing this slowly, but enjoying the energy move. There's a wealth of energy shifting up and down your legs here. Coming back to center, lift up onto your tippy toes. Shoot your hips to the sky. Heels, sorry, are as high as you can. Lower your heels, lower your forehead towards the floor. Your arms are going to be getting strong here. Waggle your hips. And hang out here, upside down. Thinking about this idea of wealthy and healthy. Any areas you might like to send a little attention to, or just noticing how you are pretty darn healthy and wealthy already. Maybe you're wealthy in connection and wealthy in time outside. We focus on where we lack in time, energy, but noticing where you have time, where you have energy, the things that energize you. Maybe just simply growing what makes you feel wealthy and full and whole. Lowering both heels a little bit more to the earth. Bend your knees and press your heels and notice that stretch in the backs of the legs. Your rear end is sticking way up, but your knees are bending and your forehead's lowering towards the floor. Coming back up to a more full downward dog. Straight your legs. Walk your hands towards your feet with straight legs. Coming into a forward fold. Release your head and neck. And you may not fold down as far. Let the energy shift. Lift up all 5 toes. Notice those 4 corners of your feet. Lower them down. Lifting them up once again. And lowering them down. Planting your hands on the earth, we're going to walk back to downward dog and all the way to plank pose. Pausing here. We're going to come into side plank. If any of you don't like it,
You can just stay in plank or come to your knees. That's the other option. Drop your heels to the right and lift up your left hand. Coming into side plank and enjoy it. It's kind of fun. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Reach that left arm over your left ear. Rolling that left wrist. Let it just feel really good. Coming back to the center, switch. Heels will go to the left, right arm comes up. Rolling wrist. Reach that right arm over. Stretch, enjoy it. Come back to tabletop. Or not tabletop, plank push-up, top of the push-up. What do you call this? Bend your knees, lower down chaturanga to the earth. Inhale, lift up for low cobra. Exhale, lower down. Curl your toes and lift up to downward dog once again. In downward dog, you're going to bend your knees so they hover about 4 inches above the earth or whatever works for you. And shoot your hips back up. Let your spine stretch and your legs stretch. Once again, bend your knees, let it feel good. And shoot your hips up. Hang out here for a couple breaths. Catch your breath. And we'll bend our knees. Coming down onto your knees, we're going to come into broken toe as some stretch therapy for your feet or my feet. Undo your toes. And if you hate this pose, just don't do it. I know a few of you hate it and a number of you love it. So it's a love-hate relationship. You'll lean your hips back and you'll go back as far as feels good. There's a lot of stretch here. I like to rock a little bit and let it be a little bit light and playful. Enjoy the massage. Remember to breathe. Let that energy move. There's a wealth of energy here. Lifting up when you need a break. And down once more. And we'll plant our hands and enjoy a delightful foot bang. Even a little extra. And come to stillness in your tabletop. From here, let it be a very steady tabletop. If you need to be on fists for your wrists, do that. Or just a little, it's a little extra challenge actually. You're gonna raise your right knee up to hip height with your knee bent at 90 degrees. Straight your foot and bend your knee. And straight your foot and bend your knee. Do that one more time. Straight your foot. Let everything be extended here. Straight, straight, straight. Bend your knee to 90 degrees. Lift your hip up about an inch and down. And once more up and down. Enjoy the energy and and just the sensations here as you lift your hip up and down. Not something we do very often, but it kind of feels good. Once more, come back to your knee bent at 90 degrees. We're going to thread that right foot through and come into proud pigeon here. Taking in a big deep breath, you're going to bring your knee in between your hands, slide your right foot to the outer left edge and slide into proud pigeon. Lifting up and stretch your right hip. If you can't do pigeon, which some of you may not be able to because of your knees, you can lie on your back and do figure 4, or you can do cat-cows here. Lower your knees so your hip doesn't get too tired. Have a little rock if you're in pigeon, rocking side to side. With your heart shining forward, sitting up, close eyes and connect with this idea of wealth and health in your heart. Noticing if you feel even already a little wealthier and healthier.
enjoying the breath. Send the breath down through the right hip and then down the left leg to your tippy toes. And out the other way. Breath work can simply be directing it within the body, breathing in, sending it through your hip all the way to your toes and out the other side. Planting your hands back on the palms if they are not. You're going to begin to lift up onto your left knee. Slide your right knee in front of your left knee. Your right foot's going to come out to the side, and you're going to sit back onto your hips. You'll have a nice stretch here, a little bit of a different one. Your right knee is in front of your left knee. And enjoy it. It's not too much of a stretch. You could curl those under toes if you want, or let them be flat. You choose. Shifting forward onto your hands, untangle that foot, coming back to tabletop. Find steady. And you'll raise your left foot to hip height, not beyond the hip. Extend your heel and bend it and extend it and bend it. And as you're here, see if you can close eyes. Notice your balance. Notice the breath. Keep it slow. Stopping at the 90 degrees and lift up an inch and back and up and down slowly. Enjoying the sensations and the energy shifts on both sides. Once more, come back. Your knee is at hip height. Steady your right knee, steady your hands. Taking in an inhale, you'll bring that left knee towards the left hand and your left toes towards the right edge of the mat, coming up into proud pigeon here. Heart shines forward. Huge breath in, pour it in from your nose all the way to the tips of your right toes. Letting your heart shine forward. Even feeling proud is a sign of wealth and health. And you can feel that way even with something not right or something healing. And noticing your nervous system here. Does it feel different than when you began? 3 more breaths here. Plant your palms and you're going to slide that left knee back in front of the right and sink your hips back, enjoying a bit of a hip stretch, not too far. Your back will probably stay rounded. Coming back to tabletop, undo your knee and come back to a regular tabletop. Shift your hips up, come down to puppy pose or melting heart, as they call it. Forehead on the floor, elbows are on the floor, your knees are bent and your rear end is sticking straight up. It's not child's pose. You have a big stretch in the heart space, the shoulders, the armpits. Walk your fingers forward and curl your toes. Take a few breaths. Wiggle fingers. Walking your hands back to tabletop. You're going to sweep your feet around and come to a seat. Stretch your legs long. Let yourself settle for a moment, being more upright than we were. And take a minute. Wiggle toes, fingers. Send your root downward. Move the flesh of your seat. Bring your hands behind you and your fists or cupcake fingers. Press into the earth and sit up nice and tall, coming into Dandasana or staff pose. Heart shines forward. Lift your heels up, ankles flex, spread your toes. Huge breath in and out. Once more, big breath in and out. Relax. Slide down your thighs to your shins to your ankles. Once again, heart is going to shine forward, back is flat, not a rounded back. Everything is engaged. Suck your navel back towards your spine and point your toes and flex your toes. Letting the energy shift, slide forward a smidge more. Let the energy move. Rock on your sit bones. Slide forward towards your toes and round your back, drop your head, and notice that slight different shift. With eyes closed here, come back to the heart, thinking about this wealthy and healthy, what it feels like to feel wealthy. Someone you know who walks around feeling wealthy, what might you like to learn from them? Rocking on your sit bones here, let that feel amazing. And sliding back up your shins to your knees, to your thighs. Come to butterfly pose, bringing your heels towards you, flap your wings. Pressing the knees towards the floor to the best of your ability, and notice your feet touch. Connecting toes, big toes, little toes, pressing the soles of your feet together, heels of your feet. See if you can grab your toes and round forward. Close eyes. Let the abundance, the wealth of energy move. Most of us think we don't have enough energy, but you can feel the energy here. Maybe flapping your butterfly wings. Sliding back up your feet. Give your arches a massage and your feet a massage here. Appreciating your feet. We don't appreciate them much until they start to hurt. And you'll stretch your left leg long. Bring your right sole of the foot into the left inner thigh. Plant your right hand and lift up into Wild Thing. Enjoy a stretch here. Place your palm down if your fist is down and lift up that left leg, coming into a bit of a balanced pose. It's a little asymmetric. Just noticing, lower your foot, reach your hand up to the sky, drop it into the left hip crease, roll your shoulder open and gaze up. Rolling your heart. Lift your elbow, your hand back up, lower down, slide down the left leg and reach over, opening up your back here in case it's feeling tight. Untangle, straight the right leg out, switch sides, you'll bring the left foot in. You're going to plant your hands behind and lift up into Wild Thing, rolling your wrist, maybe raise your leg or not. Let it be fun. Lower the foot, bring your hand to the sky, drop it into the left hip crease, roll your shoulder open, gaze up. Draw that right shoulder back. Let your heart roll open. Raise your hand, lower hips. Slide all the way over and down towards the right ankle. Coming back up, you're going to stretch your left leg out into a wide angle pose. Find your hips. Sitting up nice and tall, reach your arms to the sky. Twist to the left. Left hand comes behind you. Right hand is on the left thigh. Inhale and grow tall here. Bring your back out. Let it feel really good. Gaze over the left shoulder. Inhale, grow a little taller. And exhale, twist a little more. Reach your arms back up to the sky. Come back to center. Drop your shoulders and elbows. Inhale, lift up. Exhale, twist to the right with intention. Right hand plants behind you, left hand on your thigh. Inhale, grow tall, tall, tall. Exhale, ring it out. Once more. Inhale, grow tall. Fill yourself up. Notice how you feel when you take that big deep breath and you're ringing and stretching and rooting and rising. It feels pretty wealthy. Exhale, let it out. Coming back to center. You're going to slide your feet together. Bring your right foot, bend it so that your sole of your foot's on the earth and you're hugging your right leg into your belly. Left hand's gonna grab the outer right foot and you'll stretch long. Enjoy your hip, leg. Plant your right hand behind, sit up nice and tall on those sit bones. You're gonna tilt forward a little bit here. Grow tall. Let your heart shine, twist, reach, stretch. Wiggle toes, being kind to the toes. Twisting back to center. Bring the right foot on the outside of the left. Sitting up tall once again. Find your sit bones. And you'll twist once again to the right. Bring your left hand to the inside of the right knee and twist. Grow as tall as you can. Exhale, let it out. Coming back to center, we're going to come into rock the baby. Grab your right foot in your left hand and you'll lift it up and you'll grab your knee. And if you can't do this, don't worry. You can stay in the twist. You can come into a seated pigeon, or you can just breathe and rest. For those of you who can do it, enjoy rocking the baby. Thinking about that wealth and abundance and whole and fullness you often feel when you're holding a baby. Maybe that's just because I'm a pediatrician, but when I hold babies, I'm good. And so maybe your children or your grandchildren, just noticing that lovely feeling. Where else can you find that feeling in your life? What does your nervous system feel there? What does connection feel like? And safety and skin to skin. A couple more rocks here. Really stir up your hip like you're stirring a soup or cookie dough or something like that. Let it feel amazing. Release your foot. Stretch it long, sliding down towards your toes. Release in the middle. Wiggle toes, sliding up. Bang your knees. And you'll bend your left foot in, moving your belly out of the way. Grab your left outer foot, stretch your leg long with the right hand, and twist. Plant, grow, twist. Breathing in all the way to the crown of your head. And exhale, ring it out. Press your heel a little farther forward. Two more breaths. Noticing how you feel in this moment. How does your heart feel? Your nervous system feel? Your energy feel? What feels healthy and wealthy? And if something doesn't, can you pay attention to the other things, shifting your attention? Twist back to center. Bring your left foot to the outer right thigh. Recenter your sit bones, your ischial spines before you twist. Bring your right hand on the inside of the left thigh, left hand behind you. Grow tall. Root your sit bones. Reach the crown of your head to the sky. Extend your right arm. Plant your left fist or left fingers. Inhale, grow tall. Lengthen your spine. Exhale, ring it out. Inhale, grow even taller. Exhale, ring it out. Untwist, come back to center. Grab your foot and come into happy baby here. And if one side doesn't work as well as the other, see if you can suspend judgment. This side never works as well for me. And I always judge and then I let it go. And that's okay. So massage your hip. Maybe really rock in all directions. Tilting back, use your core here. Let this be luxurious and kind. Getting all the sore spots. Two more breaths here. You have a wealth of time, breath. Release your foot, stretch your leg long, bang your knees out.
And we're gonna unroll towards the floor. Have your arms be parallel to your legs and unroll slowly, 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 slowly to the earth. And lie flat. Take a moment to notice how you feel. Gifting yourself a couple of breaths and attention. Having attention to choose what to do with it, that's wealth. Noticing your heels on the floor, your sacrum, your rear end, and adjusting anything that doesn't feel amazing. Reaching arms long above you. You're going to interlace your fingers, point your steeple fingers, extend your left leg long and bend your right foot. Sole of the foot will come to your knee, coming into that reclining tree. Let it be an active tree today, rooting your heel towards one end and your fingers towards the other, and lower your right knee towards the floor. Everything engaged, as if you were a standing tree. Take another inhale, stretch even longer. Release your hands. Send your arms out like a T. Bring the sole of your right foot to the earth. Roll onto the left hip and let your right knee flop over to the left, coming into a supine twist, a quite stretchy one. Your right arm will extend. Your pec will open up. A lot of stretch here. Through the hip, through the waist. Your left hand can be a cactus or the T, or you can put it on your right thigh, you choose. See if you can't extend the right arm either as a T or a cactus. If you want to gaze right, go for it. But be kind. Bring your gaze back to center. Release your right hand if it's on your thigh. And come roll back to your back. Bend both knees. Come onto the sacrum. Squeeze tight into a tight, tight ball in between. Tight as you can. Squeeze your forehead to your knees as tight as you can. Wiggle toes. Everything engaged. Lower down. Stretching tall in both directions. Steeple fingers, interlace the fingers, stretch your toes long. Enjoy this wealthy stretch. Wiggling, enjoying, and release. Bring your left sole of the foot towards the right knee or right inner thigh, coming into reclining tree here. Extend your heel one way and your fingers the other. Stretch your waist, your hips, everything stretching into this amazing tree. Here you may want to widen your hands and enjoy more of a tree branch, you choose. Let yourself figure out what feels good to you. And relax. We're going to stretch out into that T arms once again. Bring the sole of your foot to the earth of the left foot. Roll onto your right hip. And you'll bring your left knee over to the right into a supine twist here. Let your left arm stretch long and enjoy the opening of the left chest in particular. Letting your heart roll, peek out. Notice your nervous system. And notice whether you feel a little more healthy. How are you wealthy? Abundant? What feels good? And what would make you feel wealthy? Is it fresh air? Is it exercise? Is it being on a mountaintop? Is it friends? Music? Water? You choose. Gently untangling. Coming back to knees bent. Sacrum flat on the floor. Enjoy some windshield wipers here. Undo your spine gently. Coming back to center, curl up into that ball once again, squeezing as absolutely tight as you can. Release into a happy baby. And stretch your legs long if that feels good. Let the happy baby feel wealthy. Babies actually, I think, feel pretty darn wealthy unless they're hungry. They act calm and cuddly. Enjoy the backs of your legs, wiggle your toes, press your heels long. When you're ready, bring the soles of your feet together into your groin, have a little stretch. Release into Supta Baddha Konasana, reclining butterfly. And take a moment here to restore and reflect. Notice how you feel. Thinking about anything that has come up today that you'd like to remember. Tuck behind your heart before we come into Shavasana. Sending yourself an abundance, a wealth of kindness and compassion. And when you feel ready, stretch into Shavasana. Soles of the feet at the outer edges of your mat. Let your arms be by your sides, palms open. And allow yourself to sink into a wealth of care, a wealth of space, the earth holding you, your body breathing for you, a wealth of community, all the people here practicing together, all the humans in the world here sharing this space. Letting yourself enjoy a wealth of time to rest, restore, replete, rejuvenate. Shavasana. If you wish, gift yourself more time here. There's no rush to be anywhere else. If you are ready to come out, gently, ever so slowly, deepen your breath. Wiggle fingers and toes. And enjoy a wealthy, healthy, abundant, luxurious, healing stretch. And take your time, make your way back up to a comfortable seat. No rush.
a wealth of time, a wealth of space, treating yourself kindly. When you arrive, cross legs, bring hands to heart, and settle right back into that Shavasana feeling. Thank you all so much for practicing with me today. May you all have a week of feeling a little more wealthy and a little more healthy. May we all move forward paying attention on purpose to things that nourish and heal us and contribute to our sense of wealth and health. Gifting ourselves tons of kindness, compassion, rest, space, and nourishment for our humanness. The light and love in me reflects the light and love in each and every one of you. Namaste.